Let me show you exactly how to ruin your life. Consume. Consume more. Consume everything. From music to videos to food. Constantly be consuming. The trick here is to have a constant stream of stimulation. If you have any silence at all, you might just end up realizing the depths of your situation and the horrible truths that will urge you to change your life. Don't let yourself live a moment without external sensory input. In the car, listen to music. Trying to get work done? Having a video play in the background is an imperative. For heaven's sake, don't let yourself shower in silence. You might just start to think. Thinking is the real danger here, because if you continue to do so, you might just realize the power you have within yourself to change your life and who you are. Don't let yourself partake in any action that you might be proud of. Wake up late so you always have a rushed morning, and go to bed late so you're always tired. Eat food that makes you groggy, watch stuff that perverts your mind, and if you ever see a way out of the miserable life you have, revert to pitying yourself and reminding yourself of all of the external factors that are keeping you here. The real goal here is to make life as hard as possible for future you. Sure, you could not do these things and slowly and exponentially make your life better and easier, but that would defeat the whole purpose of what we're trying to do here. Be inconsistent. Don't develop any type of consistency in anything you know that's good for you. This is arguably the most crucial step. Because even if you are weak and stupid and unlucky, yet consistent, you still might be successful. Ignore any of the reasons that made you want to change your life, continually make excuses, and lose yourself in the physical and emotional stream of unconsciousness. If you ever get to the point where you are starting to build a streak of something good in your life, let that be the justification to let everything else slip. Gone to the gym a few days in a row? Treat yourself to a chocolate milkshake. Consistently saving money for a few weeks? Spend it all on something that doesn't actually benefit you. Treat yourself to binging YouTube for 3 hours tonight because you were productive these past couple of days. In every way possible, add extra steps, add friction, make excuses, and do anything in your power to stop yourself from being consistent. Consistency is the real threat here. Whenever you have something that you want to work towards, always avoid the task that holds the most leverage. Like if you're trying to write an essay, make sure to do some more research and clean your room and go get a snack and find the perfect playlist beforehand. Do anything really except actually sitting down to write. Instead, just do stuff that feels productive, but that doesn't actually help get the task finished. Make sure that the minutiae that aren't the things that you really need to work on, but are tangentially related to the task you're trying to complete, are absolutely perfect until you even consider sitting down to do the one thing that you know you should do. Again, make excuses, add friction, and focus all of your efforts on anything except the one thing that actually moves the needle. Idle time is such a powerful tool when it comes to ruining your life. The great thing about it is that nothing good almost ever comes from it. If you have idle time with no direction to move towards, it makes it infinitely easier to fall back into bad habits, to do activities that have no benefit to you, and to really just zone out and let your life pass you by. Neglect any time management protocol you can think of. Most of them are made to help you optimize your time. But remember, the goal here is to be in situations where you don't know what to do with your time. Write a sort of vague to-do list, but put no thought into when you're actually going to get any of it done. If you start to schedule certain parts of your day to get certain tasks done, you might adopt this deadly mindset that you can actually accomplish way more in your day than you anticipated. Hold everything you do to a low standard. Make sure you put half effort into all that you do. Half effort is the sweet spot because you feel the pain of putting effort into something and not seeing any progress, but you also feel the disgust with yourself for not trying as hard as you know you could. A good tactic here is to just let the little things slip first. Don't brush your teeth one night, skip the gym a day, have a chocolate bar for a treat tonight. Make tiny excuses and allowances constantly. This creates a cycle where you start to feel bad about yourself. And because you feel bad about yourself, you start to let more things slip, and then you make even less progress, and then you feel even worse about yourself, and then the cycle continues. It's miraculous for what we're trying to do here. Ignore the voice of reason that warns you that you shouldn't do something. Ignore your friends and family whenever they have applicable information to your life. Ignore anyone who makes any genuine judgment about you or your life, and label that ignoring as confidence. Ignore your body if it ever hurts or feels weaker. Ignore God and his call for your life that beckons day and night. Ignore anyone who has done what you're trying to do, and convince yourself that even though they have the results that you want, you still know something they don't. All around, you're gonna be better off ignoring most things that come into your life, because anything that comes into your life that is uncomfortable, at worst is an opportunity, and at best is a vital experience that might speedrun progress. Blame. Be on the lookout for any reason in your day-to-day life for why the world is out to get you specifically. Make a long list of reasons, like the weather, the government, how you look, pretty much anything that you can to justify where you are in life. Don't let yourself believe that you could change your life, or that you have power over anything at all. Everything in life must happen to you and not because of you. Any good things that happen, be sure to ascribe to luck. Obviously, ascribe the reason that anything bad happens to you is because there's these undescribable and uncontrollable externalities. But even with the good things, be sure to ascribe them to some mysterious force, like luck or good karma. Make sure to believe that you couldn't cause any good in your life, but simultaneously also blame all of the bad stuff on everything else as well. Bad things happening to you in life is just your default setting. The world truly does have it out to get you individually, and you can't have any impact on that world. Isolate. Dodge being social whenever possible. If you can avoid being social, take that opportunity at any cost. If you meet new people and start to make new connections, you might just discover a deeper meaning to your life. As a social creature, the most optimal way to induce the most suffering would be to convince yourself that you don't like interacting with other people, and then let yourself fester in that loneliness that you pretend that you don't have. If any guy or girl ever takes an interest in you, immediately squash it with over-exaggerated immaturity. If your friends ever ask to hang out, make sure to make the same excuse every time that they know isn't valid, and never reach out to them. People like that sort of thing, and that's how you start to build relationships that last. Make every effort to disconnect yourself from any community and withhold yourself from being intimate with any particular person. Indulge. I hope to have made it abundantly clear already, but an attitude of indulging is really the one you ought to adopt. Whatever thing might feel good, if only for a moment, always pursue that thing. Usually the things in life that are worthwhile are initially uncomfortable, but if you just avoid those things altogether, you have more time to indulge in instantly pleasurable things. From drugs to porn to junk food to video games to gossip, almost anything that is easy and instantly gratifying will be sure to leave you empty and slowly eat away at your soul. Identify with whatever you indulge in as well. Even if you indulge occasionally, but you don't identify with that indulgence, you still might end up progressing. Since you will generally act in accordance with what you believe about yourself and who you believe yourself to be, make sure to generalize any bad habit or dirty action as just something you do. It's who you are. It's just something that you do. Make sure to just ingrain the idea that you and anything gross or dirty that you do are one and the same. You are your failures, and you're the type of person who indulges. This is the most effective way to ruin your life for good. This is melting.